Hello, hello, friends. Welcome to Tuesday night training. Happy, what is it, March 18th? We are so excited to be here tonight. I'm listening to this podcast lady lately, and she goes, "There's nowhere else I'd rather be." And I was like, I want to make that my new tagline. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Excited to be here. And we get to the topic tonight is slow growth SOS. Now, I am really excited. I have a list here in front of me. I'm going to ask you to take some notes. If you have a notebook, if you have a quick notepad, whatever, I want you to grab that because this is something that I want you to do for yourself. And then it's going to be a plan for you to help others because hopefully you're helping others soon, or you have a team, you have people that you can take this to and say, let's work through this together. So I'm just going to jump right into it. First off, this is slow growth SOS, okay? This is different than a newbie training. This is different than I would say to someone who is brand new getting started. If someone is brand new getting started, I just want them to focus on a few key things. I don't want them to worry about all these other factors because you have a warm market. You have people that want to hear from you. You have people to message. So if you are a newbie, kind of maybe tune this out. This is for later when you feel like things maybe feel a little stuck or going slower than you want them to go. So I'm going to hit you first with some mechanical things that you're going to do with your thumbs, action steps, and then we're going to go into the deeper stuff, the mindset stuff, the why, and some thoughts I want to give you. So if you don't know me, my name's Amber Miller. I am a diamond emerald with Plexus. I've been with Plexus for 12 years. I would love to tell you that all 12 of those years have been like straight up, but definitely not the case. It's been so much like this constantly. I've had really high years, really slow years, years that I feel like, what am I even doing? And ones that I feel like, oh, I finally mastered it, just to be humbled, right? So first, such a process that you're going to be on. But we'll get into that mindset in a minute. I just want you to know it has not always been easy, and I'll try to share some of those stories with you here. All right, so we're gonna, if you can, on your notepads, if you can write down 7 spots, you're gonna want 7 spots. So we're gonna go over 7 different things, and I'm gonna ask you to grade yourself because we're going to look to get more in alignment in our business. So I'm going to ask you to grade yourself so you can look for what you want to work on most and work down the list, right? So you're going to put your grade after the number. Okay, so you're going to have like number 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to have a grade. And then we'll dig into why. And then you guys, I'm going to pull up the chat box, and I'm really going to watch the chat box here because I want to make sure that if your chat box, oh, Brianna, thank you. I have a co-host going. Appreciate it though. I want to make sure that if you have a question that pops up and you're like, Amber, I wish my score was higher, but because of this, I can't fix this score, right? I want you to feel free, type it in the chat box. I'm going to do my best to pause for a second and look over there to make sure you get those maybe pop-ups answered, okay? So number 1, I want you to grade yourself on a 1 to 5 scale here, all right? 1 to 5. How many new conversations, this is not Plexus offers, this is just conversations of starting interaction with new people. How many new conversations are you starting a week? If 10 a day was a 5, like optimal score, 10 new conversations, and 1 was a low score, where are you going to fall? You don't have to tell me your score in the chat. I just want you to do this for yourself. 1 to 5, okay? How many new conversations? So remember, we're doing an SOS on slow growth. So the goal here is to kick up your growth, for you to start seeing yeses, you to start seeing interaction, you to start seeing momentum in your business, okay? So how many conversations? If your number is falling on the lower side, like 3 and below, okay, 3 and below, this is where you're going to want to work first if we're talking about actions. This can happen so easily. I'm going to give you some steps of how to make this happen, okay? The reason you want to do this is because when we get into our step 2 of actual Plexus offers, we want to have people to make Plexus offers too, right? But to do that, we have to have new people in our network. We have to have expanded our network to fill it in with new people. You are always, always networking, right? Just networking, just gathering new people. What I see often with slow growth is people, us ambassadors, messaging the same small group of people over and over and over again, right? You're like recycling people. And that thought of, oh, who do I message? I have nobody to message comes up. So if we start the new conversations, we're going to never run out of people, right? If you haven't done this in a while, then maybe it's going to be a week or 2 or 3 weeks of you starting a ton of new conversations with a lot of intentionality until you're able to start pulling from those conversations. Okay. So this is what I mean by this. First, you got to find the people, you got to have the conversations with them. Okay. So to find the people, I'm not going to do in person, but really quickly with in person, have you friended everyone you're around? All the moms in the mom groups, all the people at the sports team, everybody at church, everyone in any type of social circle that you are ever around. Have you sought them out on Facebook or Instagram and friended them? And I'm talking about, I have one gal, she is a gymnastics mom, and she's on the bleachers multiple times a week with tons of other gym moms. And I was like, have you friended them all yet? And she's like, no, I've never even talked to them yet. And I was like, well, friend them. That's a great place to start. Hey, I see you at gym, right? Friend everyone. And you're always going to do this. If tomorrow you run into somebody, you're going to find them on Facebook or Instagram. You're constantly growing that friend mom area. Okay. I mean, that friend zone from in person to on social, because they're going to get to see you repeatedly on social, and we can grow connections that way. The next way is you're going to be looking to add to your Facebook friends list all the time. You know where it pops up as recommended friends? Go friend them. Like, you are trying to expand your network. As long as they don't look like a weirdo, go friend them, right? Cassandra just asked in the comments, what would you say when you friend them? If it's someone that you've met in real life, just bring up that. Hey, just saw your name pop up here on Facebook. I see you at the gym. How long have you guys been going there? Just, you're literally have no other purpose than to start a conversation. That's it, right? Does that make sense? Like, that's it. On your friends on Facebook, you can really do the same thing. Hey, your name popped up as a suggestion. It looks like we might know so and so. Do you live in the area? Like, you don't want to look weird, but a light just conversation starting. Instagram is so easy. Instagram is going to be one of your easiest places to start conversations. Honestly, Facebook, it feels a little weird. I'm just going to be honest. You got to find a way to not make it weird to message the person. But on Instagram, people are out there to be messaged. And do you know when it pops up suggestions all the time? Like, if you go to someone's account, it'll pop up other accounts that are suggested to follow. Go to those accounts. They're similar to this one. They're not private. People are always like, oh, people are private. These are not private. Go to those accounts and follow them. And then start conversations. Hey, Instagram just popped your account in front of me. Looks like you're a homeschool mom too. How long have you been homeschooling? I'm just giving you what's in my realm, but you think about it. Looks like you're a farm family too. Looks like you love healthy recipes. Do you have, I'm always looking to make connections with other mom. Do you have a favorite person you follow for ideas? Like, I'm just throwing out ideas here, friends. Don't think too deeply about it. Just go start conversations to get people in your pipeline, right? You will not need to worry about how do I get this person moved into a Plexus conversation. You won't need to worry about that if you have enough conversations going. If you are starting 10 conversations a day and asking questions of people and engaging with new people, you're not going to need to worry about how do I move this into a Plexus conversation, because it's naturally going to occur, or it's going to come up way easier. So just do it to be networking. Does that make sense? I don't do well starting conversations. How to get them face to face, friending on Facebook. Okay, I'm going to answer this really quickly and then move on to point two. So I don't do well starting conversations. Ask a question. If you're unsure of how to start a conversation, ask a question. How long have you lived in the area? How long have you been doing this? Do you have a favorite that? I'm always looking to connect with moms on here. Or on Facebook. You could do that on Facebook as well. I'm always looking to connect with new people. I love social media for making new connections. I see that you're this too. Find some common similar ground, right? I have Trisha's sister. Okay, I'm going to use this example. So Trisha's sister, Patricia Rieger, she is at currently, she was senior Ruby. She's going for Emerald this month. She's making an Emerald run. Like, it's absolutely incredible what she's doing. She spends hours just starting conversations. She will go to Instagram. She'll find a mom on there, and she'll just send her a message. Hey, looks like you're another homeschool mom. I'm trying to grow my following. Maybe I could have some helpful recipes or ideas for you. Are you growing a following on Instagram as well? And she just asks a question, starts a conversation that way. Dozens and dozens a day. Like, she's so great at 30 to 40 conversations a day is her optimal goal. And she is going for Emerald this month in less than a year because of that, with having like 200 followers to start with on Instagram. Okay, so yes, wow, wow, wow. I'm giving you guys these stats so you see, wow, other women are doing this and it's working, right? So starting conversations. Tam, I don't have the messages outlined, but I would rewatch this and like type that part out and then send it to me if you can. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So conversations, start new conversations. You're gonna want to increase this area and find a fun way to do it. All right, you want to move that into a score of a 5, so you are always networking. Okay, I just got a question from Mindy. I was told not by anyone with Plexus, but it's not good to follow or be friends with other ambassadors within the same business. That's only so that your algorithm isn't filled up with all Plexus people. Because if your feed is filled up with all Plexus people, then you're not seeing people that aren't Plexus, right? So that's the only reason there. I have some Plexus people I love following because they share great ideas, right? So follow the active, like, builder ones to get ideas, but you just don't want your whole feed being one Plexus group, right? Okay, next we're gonna move on. Number 2 on this one. So grade yourself on a 1 to 5. Nobody's gonna like this one. Maybe some of you will. Tell me who's a 5. If you're a 5, I want you to shout yourself out so big in the chat. How many new Plexus offers do you send a week? If you know you are on the low amount, grade yourself towards the 1. If you know you send, let's say 6 plus a day. If you're sending 5 to 6 plus brand new Plexus offers a day, I want you to give yourself a 5. How many people are sending more than 6? Have you heard of Plexus offers a day? Leanne, I love you for saying 1. If you guys want to put if you want to put it, it'll actually help me know what you guys need to talk about more if you want to put an answer here. 3, okay, I like that we're kind of in the middle. Okay, I love it. Lately 0. I love the honesty in the chat. Okay, so let's talk about this. If you are not sending messages that say, hey, have you heard of Plexus? And you aren't starting the Plexus conversation, that is why you're not going to be getting any results, because what you start today, you get the result of maybe today, maybe next week, maybe a month from now. But if you don't start it, there will be 0 results. I think we totally understand this, right? We get this concept. Where people, I feel like, run into the most amount of problems with sending offers, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong or bring up something I have not thought of, right? Is that they either don't have anybody to message or they don't know what to say, right? I feel like we fall into 2 camps. So the don't have anybody to message, there's a few key questions here. Have you been expanding your network? If not, you're going to get some people a message soon. Okay, so don't stress about it. You're going to go out there, you're going to start conversations, you're going to have people to message because it's not going to be random strangers, right? I'll tell you what, Patricia Rieger, what her sister will do is, hey, I'm trying to grow a following on Instagram. I love sharing homeschool mom ideas. Maybe you'd find my account helpful, and I'd love to make a connection with you. And then she goes, are you trying to grow your account? Do you have a business online? And they say no or yes. Well, hey, have you heard of Plexus before? It's what I do, and I would love to share it with you. Magic, right? So that's an idea there of how easily starting a conversation can move into a Plexus offer, right? That's an authentic way. You can bring up Plexus professionally, friends, if you look at yourself as a professional. Are you a professional in this industry? I am a professional network marketer. It is what I do. It's my profession. It's my job. It's my career. I own that so heavily. So when I message somebody, this is what I do. I'm not doing it in a, hey, I just wanted to share to be a nice person. I like, this is what I love. I'm passionate about. I would love to offer you information if nobody's told you about this yet. Right? Do you see that shift? I don't feel weird about it. I don't feel odd about it because I'm a professional about it. And when I'm in a professional mindset, if you can be in a professional mindset, the way you message will be so much for the individual. It won't be salesy, it won't be pushy because you are here in this place to see if you can fit a need to help them, right? When you are not acting as a professional and you're just kind of more in that like, hey, I'm just sharing with a few, it actually lessens the impact of the service message there, right? Than owning it. So can I really encourage you to, you're a professional and you are owning this, right? And you're making that offer. One of my favorite offer messages is, has anyone taken the time to share Plexus with you yet? I love that, has anyone taken the time, because it shows like this is service. It's done this and this for me. And you list it out, make it generic. Don't go tell them it like some big paragraph. Make it one short, simple, sweet. Took me from burnout mom to feeling balanced, energized, and loving my days. And I absolutely love connecting other women to it. Nice, simple, short, and sweet. If that resonates with you, I would love to send you some information. Right? Nice, simple, sweet. Okay. Lori, like, someone type that out. Okay, I'm gonna jump in the chat right now. So we talked about, you're gonna have people to message if you're actively starting conversations, how you can quickly move into offering Plexus if you are in a professional mindset, right? I just gave you guys a great offer message. And let me see. Amber, how do you word when people message you've chatted with or asked before in the past 8 years? Bridget, like you, if the people who have been doing this for a while, how much power and strength do you have behind your message that you can say, hey, I know several years ago we talked about this. I'm still here loving this, doing this. It has been my full-time career. I've helped so many people, and I just wanted to put this offer back out there to you. If any of this has come up, if you have felt a nudge, I like saying, if you felt a nudge, because a lot of people go, oh, I have thought about it. Like, I would love to just re-ask if I can send information your way, if it be of service to you. That you have more power than someone brand new. Use it. Use your story. People are like, I've been doing this forever. Why? Why have you been doing this forever? Use that story. It is a passionate story, not something to not utilize. Please utilize it. Okay, so someone said ghosted. Okay, Mindy, I've done it. People ghost me. That is part of the career. It's part of the career. When people ghost me, I don't take it offensively. I don't take it, and actually, because I'm a professional, I will follow up on that ghosting. And there is a kind, polite way to follow up on that ghosting, right? That's the follow up. And it looks like Hey, I'm sure you probably just got super busy and didn't have the time to look at this. I just wanted to pop it back up to see if there's any possible needs you have I could meet. If not, I hope you feel comfortable telling me that. I just love offering this connection now or maybe in the future, right? Like you follow up on their lack of a response. Why? Because that shows that they weren't just a number, that you were checking off a box, that you were serious about what you do and offer. You give them an out, like, hey, we're probably all busy. I know with, spring break, whatever it is. I'm like, it's the holidays, it's the new year, it's spring break, we're almost to summer, it's summer. Like, you guys, I give them a wall of excuses when I'm messaging, right? And they'll often come back with, oh, yes, I got busy. No, you're not bothering me. Thank you for sharing. I am interested, or I'm not interested right now. It doesn't matter. On their response, if they're not interested, I am just like, um, I always leave the door open. Now I'm getting sidetracked from my notes. Your questions are sidetracking me. Here we go. Always leave the door open. So I will say something like, completely understand if there's no interest for you right now or no need. Maybe in a couple months, or I usually say, I would love to be your plexus support person if it ever comes up for you in the future. Right? Like I always leave that door open and it's a thank you, appreciate it. And then move on to a next question outside of plexus. So tell me, how long have you and your daughter been doing, how long has your daughter been doing track? Like move on to something else so that they know again, hey, she's not just here to get my plexus order, right? Like this is a human behind the screen and she sees me as a human behind the screen. And now this is someone still in my network, someone for the future. Um, okay. Did we get those answered? Yes. You have service. I'm checking the if you okay. Always follow up. Okay, good. We got the questions answered. So that's how you're going to do your offers. Do them, follow up on them. You're a professional. You love what you do. Put more offers out there. You know where to work. Remember, we're grading ourselves on where we know we need to improve, and we're working down the list. So now we're going to go into number 3. Okay, if you had to grade yourself on a 1 to 5, 1 being I'm pretty bad at it, 5 I am excellent. How is your follow up on conversations? I'm not going to sit here long because we did just talk about it. How's your follow up? If somebody ghosts you, how well do you message them again in like 2 to 3 days? Okay, good. We're not terrible at it. Okay, some are. That's okay. This is always progress and learning, right? This is always we learn to improve. Okay? So, if somebody ghosts you, always follow up. Find a message that you love sending that is service-based. If you type it in RD or you type it in whatever Facebook groups, follow up. I'm sure you're going to come up with a million trainings and thoughts on it. To be good with your follow-up, it's not just even the twice, it's multiple times. So how good are you on following up even if someone's told you no, not now? How good is your follow-up system to where, hey, 2 months from now, I'm going to ask again. 3 months from now, I'm going to ask again. A month later, I'm going to ask again in a polite way because you've left the door open. You could even say something like, hey, do you mind if I check back in a couple months to see if maybe anything's changed for you? That is a perfect, and they always say, no, I don't mind, thank you. And then 2 months later, check back in. Hey, I know seasons change, and just checking back in to see if you've been feeling a nudge at all to looking into this product line. Lovely, lovely, right? Um, and the reason you ask and re-ask is because seasons change for people, especially around, yes, around the products, but especially around the business. Okay. So I'm not just talking about follow up for products. I'm also talking about follow up on your customers for their interest in the income side of Plexus. Please be asking them every maybe 2 to 3 months, depending on how on their responses, right? Because things change. When I was at Leaders Retreat, I talked to so many people and I would ask them, how long was it before you decided to do the Plexus business? Nearly everybody, I actually can't remember anyone that said right away. Nearly every single person was several months to a year to 2 years. And their stories were always, she kept asking, she would invite me, she would send me info, she was so patient with me, right? But that person was in the process with them. So make sure you're re-asking that customer and being in the process with them. Yeah, Catherine, thank you for that story. Thank you for that. Okay, so next one, we're gonna go on from follow-up. So I'm just giving you, we did how many conversations, how many offers am I making, how many follow-ups? Now you have ideas on how to do your follow-ups, right? Took Wendy 3 years. See, people need our follow-up. Okay, next one, number 4. All right, let's get a little truth bomb here. How often, okay, scale of 1 to 5, how often do you present the business a week? How many times a week are you presenting your business? Okay. 1 is I'm not doing it at all or hardly. 5 is I am presenting my business every single day. Okay. I'm not talking just social. I'm also talking in conversation. Social only backs up what you're doing in the DMs. Okay, social is the backup player to what you're doing in the DMs. So we're talking about DMs. Good job, Jamie. Awesome. All right, so I see a little bit low on this side, and this is common because there's a lot of questions a lot of times. How do I present the business? What do I say? How do I ask? All right, so presenting the business is actually like sharing the business model, sharing what you do, sharing information to somebody else, okay? So how do you do this? First, it's just like the products. I don't want you to overcomplicate this. Oh, Joanna, good job. It's just like the products. Is that the Joanna I met at Leaders Retreat? Is this the twin? Tell me in the comments. All right, so just like the products, it's, hey, has anyone taken the time or has anyone ever shared the income model with Plexus with you? It's something I have just found fascinating and love pursuing. As a mom, I'm able to do this. And I just thought maybe it's something that you might be interested in looking at. Could I send you some info? If so, it is seriously, oh, it is you. It is seriously just like that. It's just like the products, but flip it to be the business model, right? And friends, if you don't know what to say, I want you to think about, why are you pursuing this business model? Why do you love it? Why are you excited about it? What just like sets you on fire when you think about it? That is what you're tapping into when you send this message and talk to someone about the business. Too often we want to default to like facts instead of the emotion and the story of what you're doing. Because I guarantee you, the people you're talking to are sweating about their own budget, have things to pay off. They don't love going to work. Even if they make a great income, maybe they hate the 60, 80-hour drive that they're doing. Talk to them about those things, right? Ask them if they're interested in looking into it, because this is what you found here. Use that. There is not a perfect message to send on the business, because you want to put your own emotion in that. Why did you think of them? Why did you think they'd be interested? Why are you doing it? Right? That's what you want to do when you're sending the message. I love sending a voice message. If you can send a voice message, and actually you can, everyone on here, I think can send voice messages. That is going to give you so much more power and energy. I want you to walk around the rooms. What I do, I walk circles, let out a breath, and then start and just speak from the heart, right? That's what you're going to want to do. We have now, Cassandra said, what do you do if they say yes to the business, to looking at the business? The Monday night Zooms from Plexus are so incredible. They were sharing stats with us of how many people sign up and go silver that watch the Monday night Zooms. It's so high. You should have every customer and every person you're talking to watching the Monday night Zooms every single Monday, right? Those calls are a must, those opportunity calls. But before I get to that call, I'm going to say, tell me what strikes a chord with you. If they say, yeah, I actually am interested. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad I reached out then. Tell me what strikes a chord for you. Like what's making you feel a nudge this direction? because you want to know, oh, I really want to stay home more. I want to pay off debt. I want to do this. You want to know what is drawing them to say that yes, so that you can feed that belief and need there, right? Because you're not just going to go, let me show you our stats. Let me show you women who have felt the way you just told me you feel and have been able to change that, right? That's what you're going to do. Okay, so we did that. How often are you presenting the biz? That's what you want to be doing, because friends, your goal is not just customers. Our goal here, if you want to earn a great income, is to help people come in and earn an income as well. Because if you have one person that is sharing with their network, you have just expanded your network, right? We're talking about, this is what I love. You could have the tiniest network on the planet, and you could have 3 people in your tiniest network on the planet enjoying their products and sharing with their friends. And now your network has tripled, right? That is the beauty of this business model. So you want to make sure you're presenting the biz. You want that to be all the way to a 5, all the way to a 5. Number 5, I've got to speed through this. Okay, we're gonna probably skip number 5. Okay, I'm gonna do 5 really quick. How often do you post? Tam, you said you were a 5. Great job. How often do you post about the business? I just said conversations. Now we're doing post. 1, not hardly at all. 5, every single day. How often do you post about the business? And by post, I mean in stories or a post. We often are like, me and my pink drink, right? But this version of that for the business is you taking a picture of you sitting down working and saying, growing my income from home, right? Working, like, you show when you work out. Usually people that are runners, or we work out or whatever, or homeschool moms, we show doing that, and people identify us as, she is a runner. She is a homeschooler. They identify me as, she loves cows, because I show it all the time, right? You want people to identify, she is building a business. She is a professional. She is showing up in that business. So in 3 months from now, if she finally catches my attention, I'm going to ask her about it, because I see her showing up daily doing that thing she keeps talking about. Unlike my other friend who posted 2 times and I haven't heard from her again, right? All right, so share that, post about the biz. And then what I also say is, write down 3 reasons you're doing this business and put those on repeat. Share that on repeat, because people want to attach themselves to a mission. They want to attach themselves to a mission, to a passion, to a why, right? So if they see you constantly talking about that thing, that they're like, she's doing it, I'm attaching myself to that. She's serious about that. Would you join you? That's a really good question to ask. These are just those checkpoint questions. I love questions. If you wanted to go emerald by the end of the year, would you join you? If you had to watch yourself on social, like you saw the posts, you saw the stuff, would you join yourself? Because you had the confidence, that girl's going places, I'm going with her, right? So really, really good at checking yourself on that. All right, good. Thanks, Wendy. All right, we're gonna move on. Number 6. All right, no, we're gonna move on to number 6. How much, okay, from a 1 to a 5. Let's see if I can, I don't know if this is exactly the question I want to ask, so I'm going to expound upon it. How much do you love the process of what you do every day? How in love with it are you? 1 to 5. Love, good. Love, love, love. I want you guys to work this all the way to a 5. I want you to, and what I mean by that is this: I want you to love the process, to where the points are something you glance at, because we all got to know where the finish line is, so we're glancing there, but it doesn't matter as much to you, because you love the process of this. You are getting up to do the work, and you're just like, so excited to have conversations today. I'm so excited to offer the business and see who's interested. I am really excited to message that customer. Like elite athletes, they are not playing for the win as much as they are playing because they love the game, right? There's a book called Inner Excellence. Go read that book. There's a podcast today. Go listen. I'm just going to stop here. I'm going to give you this podcast. Go listen today to the latest podcast by Ed Milet. Someone can go look it up, or you already listened to it today. He did a interview with an author, a woman of a book. Someone goes look it up and put it in the comments. Today's March 18th. So whatever came. Yeah. Okay. Tam, put the lady's name there. Okay. Go listen to that. That's all I'm going to say on this, on number 6. Go listen to that podcast, because you got to love what you are doing, so that this is why I see people get stuck at different ranks. They hit gold, or they hit senior gold, or a lot of the times they hit an emerald and they've achieved the points, but because they're not have the emotions with what they're doing, they might stop there, right? You want to love what you do. Okay, so go to that. And then number 7, we're going to end with this one. Okay, how important, okay, I'm going to ask you this, and I don't want you to, actually you can if you want to. How important is it? How urgent do you feel, and are you, about hitting, I'm going to say emerald, because I know a lot of people are shooting for there. So that's the first jewel rank. But if it's diamond, let's say, if you're already emerald, let's say diamond, how urgent, what level of urgency do you feel for hitting that rank? And by rank, it's like hitting your success marker, right? What's the urgent level? How important is it to you? Okay, now I want you to think about that. If it doesn't feel that important to you, is it because you are swapping the good enough for the great, right? A lot of us, hey, this is good enough, so the pain isn't bad enough, so we don't move. If that is the case for you, I want you to write out what you won't get if you don't achieve your goals, right? A lot of times we have to realize the pain of what we are missing out on if we don't achieve the goal that we have before us, because we can trick ourselves into being apathetic, right? And like say, oh, I'm content. Y'all, you can be joyously content and in action. I am so incredibly content, but I want to be double diamond, right? I was so content when we had no money. I loved my life. Like I was happy. I was joyful, but I had a dream and I was excited about going there, right? So I want you to write out, this is what I have my team do, write out what life will look like if you have that residual income hitting the bank every month, because that's really what does that bring you in life, right? How do you live? How do you feel? How do you wake up? What's your emotions? What are you able to do? What does that look like in 20 years for your kids? Like what is that? And then flip it. What won't I have if I don't, right? And then the second piece of this question is, have you extended your goals too far out? A lot of people will say, one day, I know I'll reach it, right? The farther out we let a goal be, the less urgent we are, the less this day matters. So I would urge you, bring your goals closer. I want to be emeralds. I'm excited to be emerald by the end of the year, depending on your rank. I'm excited to be emerald by convention, like wherever your rank is at. The closer you bring your goal, the more today matters, so that tomorrow you don't go, oh, I'll do my messages later. I'm gonna get to my messages right now first thing, because I am hitting that goal soon, right? Like I am urgent, I am excited, I am working towards, it's the forefront of my mind first thing. You know what my daughter does? And I thought, man, I need to start doing this. Whenever there's a trip, she has this trip she's taking with her dad soon. She wakes up and every single day she asks Alexa how many days until that date, right? And she comes downstairs, 28 days, 27 days, 26 days. And I mean, like, it is like a lead up. And I thought, how cool. I want to, someone do this for me. How cool, pick a date. I want to be emerald by the end of the year. I want to be whatever. And then every single day, I want you to say out loud how many days it is until that date is coming. Because what it shows you is the importance of this day, right? And that it matters whether you do it or not and how you do it. Okay, and then the last part of that question is, if somebody watched you today and saw what you did today, would they believe you and how important your goal was? Almost makes you want to cry, huh? Would they believe you? Are you showing up as somebody who is doing the effort because that goal is excited and urgent? And if not, you can shift this so quickly. You can tomorrow choose to start those 10 conversations, or start as many conversations as you can. Don't even number them. When people ask me, how many hours do you work? I'm like, I don't even know. I just work. Like I just work sometimes a ton here and a little here. It just pops up. I'm just doing it. Right? So start conversations. Go make offers. Go make those offers. Make sure that offer number is high so you know you're planting seeds. Go follow up on past conversations. You could say, hey, I'm sorry I haven't checked in sooner. I should have checked in on this because I know that seasons change for people, and I wish I would have asked you several months ago since it's been a while, right? Like, has anything changed for you? Is there any way I can serve you through the plexus line? It's been 5 years and I'm still so passionate about this, right? Go follow up with that excitement. Go post about the business, and go fall in love with the process. Okay, that's how we are ending this out. And you guys, I want you to know, it sounds cheesy, but yes, you can. You can grow in any of these skills if you're applying the actions. All of this, you know it all. There is nothing that you don't know how to do. It's just you feeling confident in it because you've done it so many times, right? So that is it. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on here. I hope this was helpful. I'm excited to hear all the feedback. If I left any questions unturned, send me a voice message on Facebook, not Instagram, please, because I'm not very great at that. And we'll get back to you. All right. Love you all so much.